Detective Laura Marsh watches the lineup through one-way glass. 6 men, same height, same build, same age. The witness is pointing at number 4. Number 4 didn't do it. Laura knows because number 3 did. And number 3 is her brother. The witness is Rachel Torres, 28 years old. 7 weeks ago, she watched a man shoot her husband outside a convenience store, point blank, no mask, clear view. She saw everything. Told police the shooter had a scar above his left eye, wore a red jacket, drove a blue sedan. Laura's brother has that scar, owns that jacket, drives that car. But he was with Laura that night. She knows he was. They had dinner, her apartment. She remembers because they fought about money he owed her. He left at 9:45. The shooting happened at 10:30, 15 miles away. Impossible distance in 45 minutes with traffic. Except Laura just checked the traffic reports from that night. No delays, clear roads, 12-minute drive. Captain Reynolds stands beside her. 28 years on the force, 2 years from retirement. He built this case himself, found the witnesses, tracked the evidence, put it together piece by piece. He doesn't know number 3 is Laura's brother. She never mentioned it. Department policy says she should have disclosed the relationship immediately, recused herself, but she didn't. She stayed quiet, stayed on the case, told herself she'd fix it from the inside. Now Rachel Torres is pointing at the wrong man. Reynolds turns to her, asks if the lineup is clean, if she sees any problems with procedure. Laura has 5 seconds to answer, 5 seconds to tell him the witness is wrong, 5 seconds to explain why she knows. The interview room is ready. The prosecutor is waiting. They'll bring Rachel in, ask her to confirm her choice, record her statement. Once she says number 4 out loud on camera, it becomes official testimony. Locked in. The innocent man gets charged, goes to trial, probably convicted because an eyewitness is powerful. Juries trust certainty. Laura has maybe 10 minutes before that recording starts. 10 minutes to tell Reynolds the truth. 10 minutes to destroy her career, send her brother to prison, or 10 minutes to stay quiet, let an innocent man take the fall, save her brother, keep her job. The witness is being walked down the hall right now. Laura can hear footsteps, slow, heavy. A woman who watched her husband die and thinks she's about to get justice. Laura thinks about her brother, David, 32 years old, recovering addict, 5 years clean, working construction, paying rent, doing everything right, except 7 weeks ago he slipped, used again, called Laura crying, said he did something terrible, wouldn't say what, just kept saying he was sorry. She didn't ask, didn't want to know, just told him to get clean, stay away, figure it out. Now she knows what he did. Put a bullet in a man's head while his wife watched. Her brother is a murderer. The scar above his eye came from a car accident when he was 16. Laura was driving. She blamed herself for years, helped him through everything. Addiction, arrests, recovery, always protected him. But Rachel Torres is a widow, and she's about to send an innocent man to prison because Laura won't speak. The innocent man is Marcus Webb, 41. Divorced, 2 kids he sees on weekends, works at an auto shop. No record, just unlucky enough to look like David Marsh. Unlucky enough to be standing in a lineup because someone matched the description. Laura closes her eyes. She can still hear Rachel's footsteps getting closer. The prosecutor is making small talk with her, asking how she's holding up. Professional, kind. He believes in this case, believes they caught the shooter, believes justice is about to happen. Reynolds checks his watch, asks Laura again if everything looks good. She opens her eyes, looks at the lineup. Number 3, her brother, standing there. He knows she's watching, can't see her through the glass, but knows she's there, knows she's the detective on this case, probably thinks she's protecting him. Number 4, Marcus Webb, looks confused, scared, keeps glancing at the other men like he's trying to figure out why he's here. He doesn't know yet that a witness just identified him as a murderer, doesn't know his life is about to end. Laura's hand moves to her phone. She could call her brother right now, warn him, tell him to run. disappear, or she could walk into that interview room, stop the recording, tell them the witness is wrong, explain how she knows. Either way, she loses everything. Either way, someone innocent suffers. Laura makes her choice. She tells Reynolds the lineup is clean, no problems with procedure, everything by the book. He nods.
Thanks, sir, for the thorough work. They walk to the interview room together. Rachel sits at the table, hands folded, still wearing her wedding ring. The prosecutor sits across from her, asks if she's ready. Rachel nods, says she needs to do this. For her husband. For justice. The camera starts recording. The prosecutor shows Rachel photos from the lineup, one by one. When he gets to number 4, Rachel points, says that's him. That's the man who shot Michael. She's certain, absolutely certain. The prosecutor asks if she's sure. Rachel nods, says she'll never forget his face, says she looked right at him, says she saw him pull the trigger. Laura stands in the corner, silent, taking notes, professional. Reynolds asks if she has any questions for the witness. Laura shakes her head, says the identification is clear, solid. They have enough. Marcus Webb is arrested that afternoon, charged with first-degree murder. His lawyer argues mistaken identity. The prosecutor shows the jury a widow, shows them her testimony, shows them her certainty. The defense has no chance. David Marsh stays free, goes to work every day, calls Laura once a week, thanks her for believing in him, for standing by him. She never tells him what she did, never tells him about Marcus, just listens to him talk about staying clean, about second chances, about being grateful for family. Marcus Webb is convicted 4 months later, life without parole. His kids stop visiting after the first year. Too hard, too painful. His ex-wife moves to another state, wants distance, wants to forget. Laura gets promoted, makes sergeant. Reynolds retires, gives a speech about how Laura represents the best of the department, dedicated, thorough, trustworthy. She accepts the award, shakes hands, smiles for photos. Rachel Torres goes to therapy twice a week, still has nightmares, but her therapist says she's making progress, says getting justice helped. Knowing the man who killed her husband is in prison gives her peace, something to hold on to. David relapses 6 months after the trial, overdoses in a motel room, alone. The coroner says it was accidental, too much, too fast after being clean. Laura identifies the body, plans the funeral, buries him next to their mother. At the funeral, someone asks if she's okay. Laura says yes, says David struggled but he was trying, says addiction is a disease, says she wishes she could have saved him. Everyone nods, sympathetic, understanding. No one knows what David did. No one knows what Laura did. Just 2 siblings, one dead, one grieving. Laura still works homicide, 15 years now, good at her job, solves cases, puts killers away, protects the innocent. That's what she tells herself, what she writes in reports, what she says at community events when they ask about justice. But 3 times a week, she drives past the prison where Marcus Webb is serving life. She never stops, never visits, just drives past, slow. And she thinks about Rachel Torres, about a widow who saw clearly but pointed wrong, about how certainty and truth aren't always the same thing. Last month, Marcus Webb's lawyer filed another appeal. New evidence, traffic camera footage they missed during trial, shows a blue sedan, red jacket, scar above the left eye. Timestamp puts it at the scene, 10:28 p.m., 2 minutes before the shooting. License plate matches David Marsh's car, dead 2 years now. Can't testify, can't confess, can't face what he did. Laura gets copied on the appeal filing, reads it at her desk, then files it away. The prosecutor's office will fight it, argue the footage is inconclusive, argue the conviction stands. They'll probably win. Appeals rarely succeed, especially not years later, especially not for murder cases. The system protects its certainty. She goes home that night, pours a drink, sits in the dark, thinks about the choice she made, the innocent man she buried, the guilty man she saved, the widow she lied to, all for a brother who died anyway, who threw away the second chance Laura traded a man's life for. Some nights, she tells herself she was protecting family, that loyalty matters, that she was caught between impossible choices, that anyone would have done the same. Other nights, she knows the truth. She was protecting herself, her career, her reputation. She let an innocent man rot in prison because telling the truth would cost her everything. And she called it love, called it family, called it anything but what it was, cowardice. Rachel Torres is 36 now, remarried, trying to rebuild, still has nightmares, still goes to therapy, still believes justice was served, still believes the system worked, still believes Detective Laura Marsh helped catch her husband's killer. Marcus Webb is 47. Prison ages you. He stopped filing appeals last year, lost hope, serves his time, waits for death, knows he's innocent, knows it doesn't matter, knows the witness was certain, knows certainty beats truth every time. Laura keeps the appeal filing in her dress drawer, under her badge, under her commendations, under her promotion letters. Sometimes she opens it, reads the traffic camera timestamp, sees her brother's license plate. Clear, undeniable, proof. Then she closes the drawer, goes back to work, solves another case, puts another criminal away, protects and serves. That's what the badge says. That's what she swore to do.
The lie she lives with sits in a drawer, right under the symbol of everything she betrayed. Some people break under impossible choices. Some people break others. And some people just learn to live with what they broke. Laura Marsh drives past that prison 3 times a week, never stopping, never visiting, never confessing, just driving. Slow, like passing a grave she dug herself.